Boys behind the boards?
Ain't heard them yet. All right, great.
Make some noise once in a while. We will now convene the July 9, 2024 Special Magistrate Proceedings for the City of Daytona Beach. At the outset, I've reviewed and approved and executed the June 11, 2024 minutes. Will all those representatives who will be testifying, representatives for the City of Daytona Beach, who will be testifying at this morning's proceedings, please stand and be sworn.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay, Madam Secretary, do we have any announcements?
Yes, sir. Starting on page 3, case number 8, SMG 07-24-129, 601 Bellevue Avenue, is in compliance July 8th. Page number 5, case number 15, SMG 07-24-114, Lane Street parcel is in compliance 7/8/24. Same page, case number 16, SMG 07-24-115 is in compliance, Cedar Street parcel, compliance 7/8/24. Page number 6, case number 17, SMG 07-24-116, 119 South Helm parcel, compliance 7/3/24. I have 2 of the lien reviews that I'd like to pull and bring them back. Lien review 1 and lien review 7.
All right, with that, our first case. Diesh Dionanan. Anyone here for the respondent? Come on up. Yes, sir. If you would please state your name and be sworn by our secretary.
My name is Bertrand Keith Zellner. I'm the property manager at 531 South Street.
Last name again?
Bertrand Zellner. Zellner.
Is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
We good to go, Counselor?
Is your property manager
Yes.
as realtor license or just a friend of the owner?
Yes, I live in the building and he asked me to attend.
Okay, so, okay, that's sufficient.
Okay, Mr. Zellner, do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
I did, sir.
Okay, then I find the respondent in noncompliance. Madam Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required for the respondent to come into compliance?
Next cutoff, please.
Okay, Mr. Zellner, the inspector is suggesting these things ought to be rectified by August 7 of 2024. What say you to that?
They done now.
They're done now.
Yes.
So you're ready for a final inspection.
I might have a few little things I might need to do, but all the major stuff that was on there
Okay.
is completed.
All right. So then you think you ought to be able to have it done by August 7th.
Yes, sir.
And you'll not only have it done, but you'll remember to call her so she can do her final inspection.
Yes, sir. That's the only problem. I didn't know I had to call her.
Yep, don't forget that, or else this thing will just linger and we'll assume it never got done.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you call for your final inspection.
Yes, sir.
All right, then I will order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024. or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Good luck, and don't forget to call her.
Yes, sir.
Case number 2, S&O Investment USA LLC. Yes, sir. If you would please state your name and be sworn.
Good morning. My name is Steve Iturriaga, and I am the owner of S&O Investments USA.
Spell your last name, please.
Iturriaga, spelled Y-T-U-R-R-I-A-G-A.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Do you agree this violation existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Yes, sir.
I find the respondent in noncompliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required for the respondent to come into compliance?
Next cutoff.
Next cutoff, sir, is August 7, 2024. What say you to that?
I kind of need 2 months if possible. I've been out of the country, and that's the reason this thing has been dragging so long. I've got it with another architect. The architect is in Tampa, so as we do changes and so forth to get the submittal package ready, if you could give me 2 months, I'd appreciate it to get the submittal to the city.
Is this house occupied?
No, sir.
Is it going to remain unoccupied until it's done?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then if you will keep it unoccupied until it's in compliance, then I'll give you the extra 30 days.
I appreciate it.
All right. Then I will order the respondent to come into compliance by September 4, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Again, don't forget to call the inspector for your final inspection.
Is that to get my submittal to the city, or is that to get all the work to be done?
I'm assuming all you need to be doing is getting a permit. Where it goes from there, I don't know, but
No,
we'll
Mr.
need to talk to these people about that.
Yeah, it would require him to have the permit final, so you'll have everything done to be in compliance.
To be in compliance, I need to have all the repairs done?
I'm
Or
not sure
do I
about
need-
the issue of repairs since the way it's referenced, but get with the inspector on that. But pulling the permit is not sufficient as far as satisfying the need for a permit. It's pulling it and then having it actually finalized to show that you did the work necessary.
So what I was requesting was 2 months to pull the permit. Then it's going to take probably another couple of months to get the work done. You know, that there's a lot of work there between all of the different trades.
Well, our position will be, let's see how you look in 2 months.
Okay.
Let's back up. Let's back up. I will amend my order, require that you have your permits in hand by September 4, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. We will reschedule this matter on our September docket for the purpose of establishing a compliance date at that point in time. I'm assuming by September 4th, you should have a pretty good idea as to when you expect to be done doing whatever work you're doing. And in the interim, until it is fully in compliance, it is not to be rented, utilized, or occupied.
Yeah.
Okay? So, now that we're all square, all you're being ordered to do under threat of fine, so to speak, is get your permit by September 4, 2024.
Got it.
We will see you here on September 10. At that point, you will either have your permit or you'll be potentially looking at a fine. We don't want to talk about that. But we will be discussing how much time you're going to need to come into compliance.
Absolutely.
Very good?
Sounds good. Thank you.
And don't forget, and if you start getting jammed up time-wise, your architect decides to take a vacation to Europe or something, if you'll stay in touch with this gentleman and let him know what's going on, he'll be your best friend when things go haywire, and things usually go haywire.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you. Case number 3, GEA Seaside Investments Incorporated. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the inspector?
All right. Inspector Curtis Wiggins, Code Compliance, credentials on file. This case was opened March 19th, 2024, a citizen complaint case for peeling paint. damaged window ledges, trash and debris, garbage containers being left out on the right-of-way, and no rental license. First notice received was March 22nd, 2024. The compliance was due by April 22nd, 2024. Last date of reinspection was June 26, 2024, and the result of the reinspection was non-compliance. Staff recommends non-compliance with compliance. Next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 4, 709 Butler, LLC.
Okay.
Yes, if you would please state your names and be sworn.
Victoria Worth, property manager of 709 Butler LLC.
Sir?
My name is Jonathan Fair.
Jonathan what?
Jonathan Fair.
Raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Who's our spokesperson here? Ms. Worth?
Yes.
Do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
I do believe that they existed. I was not aware of that. I'm new to the company. I was employed, May 15th was my first start date. I have talked with him once he had posted this one here, and we are working on getting everything up to code and in compliance.
All right, I find the respondent in non-compliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should be required for the respondent to come into compliance?
By the next cutoff.
The next cutoff is August 7, 2024. What say you to that?
Excuse me?
The next cutoff is August 7, 2024. What say you to that? Gonna have it done
Yes.
by then?
Yes.
Reasonably confident?
Yes.
Very good, okay. All right, then I will order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Case number 5, Berrioza LLC.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes,
Good
sir.
morning.
State your name.
Shahab Yunus, E-U-N-U-S. I'm Dr. Yunus,
Spell your last name, please.
E-U-N-U-S.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Dr. Yunus, do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required to come into compliance?
They should be able to come into compliance by the September cutoff.
September. The city is thinking you ought to be able to have all this stuff done by September 4th. What say you to that?
I just got a contractor, and he will be applying for the permit. And as soon as he gets the permit, he probably will be able to finish it, but I am not sure whether he will be able to do it by September 4th.
Okay, Mr. Inspector, it's not that I'm questioning your opinion too much, but he's talking about a permit, he's talking about work. So September 4 reasonable enough, and I'll take your word for it if it is.
I believe September 4th is reasonable.
All right, then if you run short of time, or you run into problems along the way, if you will call this gentleman, he will be your best friend when you're in here looking for additional time. Because we understand that sometimes things happen. And as long as we see a good faith effort and everybody moving forward, we're usually happy people. All that having been said, I will allow the respondent until September 4, 2024 to come into compliance, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Case number 6, John L. Dunbar. Okay, not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Inspector Garcia, credentials on file. This case was a citizen complaint for outside storage, unmaintained landscaping, trash and debris, damaged fencing, and junk vehicle. A certified receipt was signed on November 17, 2023. Compliance due date was on December 17, 2023. The final reinspection was July 3rd, 2024 for finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff. The only thing he actually has right now is just a fence.
Well, I was about to say, has anything been done since November of 2023?
Yeah, everything but the fence. The fence is actually has some, all those vines and whatnot have to be removed because the fence is falling. That's the only thing holding up.
Okay, all right. Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent to be in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 7, Vasilakis Enterprises, LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was a citizen complaint for no rental license. A certified letter was signed on February 28, 2024. Compliance due date was March 9, 2024. Last reinspection was on July 3rd, 2024 for finding of non-compliance, compliance by next cutoff. And this one is actually under review, so they should be working on it.
How do you get a citizen's complaint for no rental license?
Somebody must have called it in not having one. I don't know if it was the tenant or his neighbor.
Okay, in any event, no rental license. So, okay. And did you say the next cutoff?
Yes, sir.
All right. Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony, I find the respondent in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 8 is in compliance. Case number 9, TRSTE LLC, trustee for the 228 North Adams Street Land Trust dated April 20, 2018. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Inspector Aitani, credentials on file. This case was opened on April 25th, 2024. Bill generated for unmaintained lawn, dirt and grime, damaged fence, junk vehicle, damaged siding, boarded windows, broken screen, no house numbers, dilapidated trash and debris. First notice was received on May 6th. Compliance is due by June 6th. As of July 8th, there's been no improvements. Last reinspection was July 8th. The results was non-compliance. No contact with the owner. Staff's recommending non-compliance with compliance by next cutoff.
So since they were first notified, there's been no improvement to the property at all?
Correct.
Okay. All right, noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony as well as the photographs presented, I find the respondent to be in non-compliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 10, is Cedric Donaldson here yet?
Nope.
Yes. Yes, Special Magistrate Cedric Donaldson here for Covenant Community Development Corporation.
All right. Then our secretary is here to swear you in.
Well, we need this,
We need
needs to
video.
appear on screen.
Okay. I'm sorry. I am here.
And we assume you're not driving, sir. Are you?
No, sir. I was able to pull over. Thank you so much for the accommodation.
Okay, great.
Oh, he's an attorney. You're an attorney, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, Counselor, do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated? Do you know what the violations are?
Yes, we received notice of the violations. We recently purchased this building about on or around March of 2024. This building had been severely damaged from a hurricane that happened about 2 years ago. I am also on the board of the organization that it has purchased this building. The organization serves homeless families and low income families in need. The goal of purchasing this building is to rehab the building and also service families in the Daytona Beach area. We have been diligently working on a plan to rehab the building, and we have already secured contractors to handle majority of the work, which is mainly landscaping and a few damaged areas as it relates to an AC unit. The biggest issue is the roof, um, and that issue is the issue that we're trying to secure a contractor that is familiar with coastal areas to complete the roof job. Um, the work that has been done has mainly been interior work due to the building having mold. Um, our goal is to start wrapping up the issues on the outside as it relates to the landscaping and the aesthetics of the building before the end of this month. But the roof will likely need a little bit more time on that due to the issues with permitting.
I take it we're in agreement the violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, then I find the respondent in noncompliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should reasonably be required for the respondent to come into compliance?
Mark Jones, Field Supervisor with the City of Daytona. My credentials are on file. This is the first time I've heard from anybody from the property since April 22nd, when they called and told me they would maintain the exterior of the building and work on cleaning up the exterior of the building. There's been no progress whatsoever and no contact. I would like to see them come into compliance by next cutoff, or at least attempt to maintain the building for the community there. This was a citizen's complaint. We've had more than one complaint as to the condition of the building.
All right, the city is suggesting you ought to be able to have all these matters rectified by August 7th. What say you to that?
Beyond there, we can have majority of it taken care of, but the roof, we asked for more time for the roof.
Is this building secured?
It's hard to tell if it's secured. Some of the windows are damaged. The front door does have a multi-lock on it. There's been numerous inspections when I've been by, and there've been people sitting on the front steps. I don't know. I believe it's secure.
Well, aren't I looking at broken windows? Wasn't I seeing broken windows just a moment ago?
Yes, and you're also seeing
Right
like where the air conditioner is falling out. These are things, if they could easily maintain the exterior of the building and the landscaping. I thought they had reasonable time. They were notified back in April 5th after they had purchased it. We had originally had a violation with the previous owner.
Your Honor, there's no broken windows. You might be seeing curtains from the inside. The building is secure. There's no broken windows. The doors work properly. Again, I've tried to reach out to Mark personally myself, but I haven't had the opportunity to speak to him since we last spoke in April. Again, we are moving towards fixing the property, and we will have everything in terms of the aesthetics of the building and the landscaping completed before this month. The only thing we're asking is more time for the roof. There's no way we'll have the roof done by August.
What is the damage to the exterior walls that's mentioned here? Repair exterior walls.
Yeah, if you look at some of the photos, I'll go to the next, where you've got the, as you can see, the opening there where the air conditioner is, I mean, it is just completely open.
Yep.
There's other examples of the similar. You can see where there's opening just to the right of the telephone pole there, that are just in very poor shape. But I do believe that if they would maintain the landscaping and clean up and take care of the exterior violations, I have no problem then, if that is done by the next cutoff, giving them time, if they've submitted for the roof permit, to give them extended time for that work.
Remove exposed and damaged wood. What are you talking about there?
That's around the perimeter where they have the air conditioners, and there's a lot of wood rot. And yeah, you can see it there, and it's also, well, go back to that same picture if you would. And you can see the damage to the, whatever that overhang there. There's wood rot underneath that. Yeah, don't have a clear picture of that.
What's the severity of the roof damage?
I don't know what the severity. They have a roof leak that they have said, and that's what's causing their mold on the inside. I have not been up on the roof, so I don't know what the full extent will be required. I know there is a couple of the clay tiles that have come loose that are up on their mansard, but I don't know what's causing their roof leak.
Is this property currently secure?
I believe it's secured, yes.
Well, I don't, if that AC unit still looks
Yeah.
like that. That looks like somebody just pull out and crawl right in.
Yes, and yes, sir.
Well, Your Honor, we actually visit the property frequently. You cannot pull that AC unit out. It is, as you can see, there is a gap. And again, we've already secured contractors to handle the aesthetics of the building, and that issue will be fixed immediately. But the building is secure. No one can get in the building unless they have a key.
Okay, have I already found the respondent non-compliance? Okay, I'm going to order that by August 7th, 2024, this building be secured to city standards. The exterior be mowed, cleaned, landscaped, whatever has to be done and maintained. The building is not to be occupied, utilized, rented, or what have you, until the building is in compliance. I want all those things done by August 7th, and then we are going to reconvene at the September meeting to try to determine a compliance date. Because I'm not quite clear on how much exterior wall work needs to be done, how much damaged wood needs to be done. I'm hearing about a roof, but I got no idea how much time we're talking about or the severity of the damage to the roof. So by August 7th, I want the exterior cleaned up, mowed, nice and pretty, and the building secured to city standards, so I don't have to worry about anybody going in and out of that building while you're bringing it into compliance. That has to be done by August 7th, or the respondent will be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Then at the September meeting, all of you can start educating me as to what kind of time we're looking at to get everything else done and done properly. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor, that works.
Very good. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Case number 11, Destiny L. Bonner. Anyone here for the respondent? Yes, ma'am. If you would please state your name and be sworn.
Destiny Bonner.
I'm sorry. State your name.
Destiny Bonner.
You swear affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ms. Bonner, do you agree these violations existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Yes.
All right, I find the respondent in non-compliance. Mr. Inspector, how much time should be reasonably required for the respondent to come into compliance?
Next cutoff.
Next cutoff, Ms. Bonner, is August 7, 2024. What say you to that?
I say that's not enough time for me.
Why is that?
Because I've been actively working on eliminating the violations. I'm replacing the foam windowsills and painting the house. Some of these photos that you're seeing are older photos from the original inspection and not current photos. There are no more sandbags. There has been trimming done. I had the window fixed. I had power washing done. So the only things that I have now are, I was literally in the middle, if you look at the photo that just passed, I'm sorry, my tree trimmer was in the back and the bucket truck broke. And so they were waiting on getting that out. But there's a chipper and a bucket truck that is the last thing that comes out of the back of my yard when that's fixed. And then everything else is related to the foam windowsills, which I have been desperately trying to find a match for. But apparently I've talked to 3 different distributors, a couple different websites. I can't seem to find the exact one. So that was something that I'm actively trying to fix. And then the foam pieces on the side of the house, there's a couple divots out of. So I've been trying to work with Mr. Jones. I've actually spoke to him once and tried to contact him on multiple other occasions to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've also spoke with a Mr. Garcia to let him know how much I'm actively trying to do this. But I got a couple estimates on painting my house and doing the repair, and it's gonna run me at minimum about $5,500. I'm a single mom. I don't have that kind of money. So I need more time.
Okay. What's the story on the outside storage?
It's gone.
How about the unmaintained landscaping?
Done.
Dirt and grime?
Power wash the house.
Peeling paint? Still there, I guess.
Yeah, well, they came off with the power wash.
Yes and no, yes or no will work.
Okay,
Damaged sills, you're still working on that.
correct,
That's the foam
correct.
and paint. Parking commercial vehicles in backyard.
All of the ones that were parking were gone, but now I'm waiting on this.
Now you're waiting on what?
The bucket truck is supposed to be
I
removed.
understand the bucket truck's going to be gone.
Yes,
Okay, damaged windows,
damaged window was corrected.
missing window screens.
I was informed that because I'm a homeowner and not a renter, that I would not need to do those screens, and they were removed from my original
Okay, so
violation.
you're telling me you need additional time to paint, get your foam pieces, and then you're done.
Yes, sir, it's gonna
What's the
be,
additional time you're looking for?
I need at least a couple months to save some more money.
Okay, then. Based on your testimony that what's left is cosmetic,
Yes, sir.
and you are needing additional time in order to pay for it, then I will order the respondent to come into compliance by September 4, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Now, if it's a matter of coming close but not getting it done, call this gentleman. If you got to call him 100 times, and you call him 100 times, but call him, text him, email him, do whatever you got to do, but just let him know what the status is if you're coming up short.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Case 12, Shrag Ranjitabi Patel. Anyone here for the respondent? Ranjitbai. Shrag Ranjitbai Patel. Kind of like Vukelja, whatever. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Today, my name is Cliff Reckons, and I'm covering for Mark Boswick today. This was field generated open on June 3rd of 2024, overgrown vacant lot with trash and debris. The first notification was on June 3rd, 2024. The property was posted. Compliance was due by June 13th of 2024. The last date of reinspection was July 3rd of 2024. The results of the reinspection was non-compliance. There has not been any contact with the owner. The staff is requesting the finding of noncompliance with the compliance of for next due next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Joshua Lee Swift, case 13. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was a field generated open on June 3rd, 2024, overgrown vacant lot with trash and debris. First notification was on June 3rd of 2024. The property was posted. Compliance date was June 13th, 2024. The last date of reinspection was July 3rd of 2024. Result of reinspection was noncompliance. There has been no contact with the owner. The staff is requesting a finding of noncompliance with the compliance due next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 14, Verona v. LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was a field generated open on April 25th, overgrown vacant lot with trash and debris. The first notification was on April 29th of 2024. The first compliance date was due on May 9th of 2024. The last day of reinspection was July 3rd of 2024. The result of reinspection was noncompliance. No contact by the owner. Staff is requesting to find the property in noncompliance with the compliance due date next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the photographs presented and the testimony of our inspector, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 15 is in compliance. Case number 16 is in compliance. Case number 17 is in compliance. Case number 18, Robert Johnson, Jr. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was field generated open on May 2nd, 2024, overgrown vacant lot with trash and debris. First notification was on May 15th of 2024. The property was posted. Compliance was due by May 25th, 2024. Last day of reinspection was July 8th of 2024. Results of the reinspection was noncompliance. There has been contact with the owner with progress. The staff is requesting to find the property in noncompliance with compliance due next cutoff.
So what has the property owner done?
I don't know.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 19, Ramon Ortiz. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was field generated open on May 6, 2024. Overgrown vacant lot with trash and debris, vehicles parked on the lot. Only items left is trash and debris. First notification was on May 9th, 2024. Compliance due date was May 20th of 2024. Last date of reinspection was on July 3rd of 2024. The results of the reinspection was noncompliance. First contact was voice message received from the owner on June 30th, 2024, and a letter in Spain returning on July 17th promising to clean up the lot. The staff is requesting the finding of noncompliance with the compliance due date next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent to come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Christine Anderson and Alice Robinson. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was field generated, opened on May 7th of 2024. Overgrown vacant lot with trash and debris. First notification was on May 7th, 2024. Property was posted. Compliance was due by May 17th of 2024. Last date of reinspection was July 3rd, 2024. The results of the reinspection was noncompliance. There has been contact with the owner, the granddaughter. Staff has requested the finding of noncompliance with the compliance due date being next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 21, Crystal One LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was field generated, opened on May 9th of 2024, overgrown vacant lot with the trash and debris. First notification was on May 9th, 2024. The property was posted. Compliance was due by May 19th, 2024. Last date of reinspection was July 3rd of 2024. Results of the reinspection are its noncompliance. There has been no contact from the owner. Staff is requesting the finding of noncompliance with compliance due by next cutoff.
Noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent in noncompliance and order the respondent come into compliance by August 7, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 22, Larry and Shirley Johnson. Anyone here for the respondent?
Good morning.
Yes, yes, ma'am. If you would please state your name and be sworn.
Jamie Howell.
I'm sorry, you said Jamie
Jamie Howell.
Howell?
Howell.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ms. Howe, your affiliation with Larry and Shirley Johnson?
Those are my grandparents.
So you have authority to speak on their behalf.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree this violation existed or occurred as stated in the notice of violation?
Yes, sir.
I find the respondent in noncompliance. I suspect our inspector is going to suggest you ought to be in compliance by August 7, 2024. What say you to that?
I say that I would like to have a little bit more time to clear the debris and the yard, and I have already started working on that. I have already had them clear out a lot of the tree and the overgrown stuff that they had. And this was my grandfather's workshop, so he had a lot of stuff that needed to be cleared out. So I would like to actually have until like September in order to get the yard completely cleared out. If you go and see it now, you'll see that the grass has been cut and stuff like that, but there's just like where he had his dog house and different things like that. I want to make sure I have everything up to code, and then come back and ask for more time to have the building demolished, because I know that I'm supposed to be setting up a payment arrangement with the city in order to take care of that. And being that I am actually taking care of most of this stuff out of pocket to keep from overbearing my grandparents, it's just a lot for me to do.
What was that structure?
That structure was, I'm going to say like a garage. Initially, my grandparents were living at 624 School Street. My grandfather, he builds houses, so he was able to stay there and work on that home for the person that owned it. And I guess in that time frame had bought everything surrounding it. So that structure was already there, but I believe he refurbished it and made it better than what it was. So when the owner saw the house that they were living in, he wanted the house back after he made it nice. And so my granddaddy had already purchased all of the land surrounding it. So this structure was just already there. He was using it as a workshop. The roof was fixed and everything, but after the hurricane, he was unable to, continue to get it fixed. He had to end up getting like his toe amputated and stuff, which made it impossible for him to go up and down the ladder. And he couldn't do the work that he normally does. So I'm just trying to step in and take over for them and just help them keep what they have worked for.
What does compliance entail with regard to this structure?
It'll be removal of the structure, and the city is in agreement with giving her a little bit more time to September.
So by September, we should have everything resolved except for the structure.
Yes, sir.
And then in September, we hope to talk about what we do with the structure and how much time it's going to take.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. If I haven't already, then I find the respondent in noncompliance. And with the exception of the unpermitted dilapidated accessory structure, the balance of the violations will be brought into compliance by September 4, 2024, or the respondent be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. And we will reschedule this matter on our September 10, 2024 meeting, presumably for the purpose of talking about a compliance date for the unpermitted dilapidated accessory structure, so that we can determine what's going to come of it and how much time it's going to take to make it happen.
Yes.
Sound about right?
That sounds great to me.
Very good. Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Vicalja, can I just confirm with you, because this is like one of the other, on number 10, she's to have all the violations except for the structure by August 7th or be returned to that August hearing if she doesn't get those completed, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then come back on the 10th. If she gets them done, it'll be postponed till the 10th for the remaining compliance date, right?
Okay, let's back up here. With the exception of the accessory structure,
September
she is
10th.
to be in compliance on all those other items by September 4, 2024, or be returned for consideration of a fine. With regard to the accessory structure, we're going to continue any determination of a compliance date on that to our September 10, 2024 meeting. Okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Case number 23, Daytona Universal Trucking Incorporated. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent? What say the city?
This case is a repeat violation case for vacant lot at 542 Foot Court. Citizen complaint outside storage and sanitation on the vacant lot is being used to store commercial equipment, tractors, and vehicles. The original case was SMG 0922267. Came into compliance on January 9th of 2023. Will fine was ordered on date of it will be January 25th of 2023. First repeat violation of the case, SMG 1123-268. Owner received a repeat violation fine on November 21st of 2023 of $200 for being in noncompliance for 4 inspections. This owner, second repeat violation case for Daytona Universal Trucking for being in noncompliance on the following dates of reinspection. May 1st of 2024, May 8th of 2024, May 14th of 2024, May 21st of 2024, June 3rd of 2024, June 10th of 2024, June 19th of 2024, June 28th of 2024, July 3rd of 2024, and July 8th of 2024. The staff is requesting a fine of $1,000 per occurrence, per inspection, up to $10,000. The last day of the property was in compliance on January 9th of 2023.
Say that last part again.
The last day the property was in compliance was January 9th of 2023.
Do we have photographs on this case?
I believe it now.
In the prior case, you mean,
Daytona Universal Trucking. I was just wondering if we had any photographs of showing what it is the types of stuff they're parking and the types of neighborhood that it is. Is this a residential neighborhood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what's the fine the city's seeking?
The city's seeking $1,000 day fines for each inspection per occurrence.
Okay. Noting the absence of a respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony, based upon the photographs presented, I'm fining the respondent the sum of $1,000 for each violation. I have testimony as to 10 violations, so the amount of the fine will be $10,000. And let it be noted that this property owner was previously fined for this very same occurrence in November of last year. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Case number 24, Plinio A. Sepulveda Torres. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
This was a citizen complaint opened on February 23, 2024, overgrown vacant lot, trash and debris. First notification was on March 7th, 2024. Property was posted. Compliance was due by March 17th of 2024. Last day of inspection was on July 3rd. I'm sorry, this is a respondent was notified. This is a second case. The respondent was notified on March 7th of 2024. Since the last hearing, there has been no contact, or progress. The staff is requesting a fine of $250 per day, with a max fine of $15,000. Yep.
So the respondent was first notified on March of 2024,
March 7th.
and they haven't done anything?
No, sir. There has been no contact or progress
All right, noting the absence of the respondent.
since the last meeting.
Based upon the testimony of our inspector, as well as the photographs presented, I'm fining the respondent the sum of $250 per day, commencing July 4, 2024, and the fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000. Case number 25, Rose M. Tompert. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
The respondent was first notified on April 17th of 2024. Since last month's hearing, there has been no progress or communication. Staff is requesting a fine of $250 per day, with the max fine of $15,000.
Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I find the respondent. Is that trash I'm looking at right there?
The camp.
Camp. Okay. Noting the absence of the respondent, based upon the testimony of the inspector and the photographs presented, I'm finding the respondent the sum of $250 per day commencing July 4, 2024. Can I do that, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Can I start a fine on the 4th of July? I can't think of any reason why I can't. I'm just wondering,
Neither.
you're gonna tell me there's some crazy law somewhere that says you can't fine somebody on a national holiday or something like that?
I'm not aware of any.
That's all I need to know. All right, I'm finding the response, sum of $250 commencing July 4, 2024, and the fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000. Case number 26, 3 Oaks Inn, LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
The respondent was notified on April 22nd of 2024. Since last month's hearing, there has been no progress or contact. Staff recommends a fine of $250 a day with a max fine of $15,000.
Noting the absence of a respondent, based upon our inspector's testimony and the photographs presented, I'm finding the respondent the sum of $250 per day commencing July 4, 2024, and the fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000. Case number 27, Delmar Holdings, LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
The respondent was first notified on December 20th of 2023. Since the last hearing, the contract has been signed with GEL Recycling with a start date of July 8th, 2024. He has met with the owner on the site, and the staff recommends to amend to next cutoff. They're working on it.
They're working on it. Who's working on what?
GEL Recycling is starting their demo.
Demo. What are they demoing?
I don't know. It's a demo company.
Very good. All right. Based on the testimony of our inspector and the inspector's recommendation regarding the current status of, based on the current status of the property, I will amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent till August 7, 2024 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 28, Denise T. Diabato. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
All right. I did speak with the owner and the contractor on yesterday, July 8th, 2024. The respondent was first notified of violation February 11th, 2023. Since the last hearing, the permit was issued on June 17th, 2024 for that stairwell deck. And the contractor said it should be done by the end of this month here. So I have had contact with the owner. So the staff recommends that we amend to the next cutoff.
All right, based upon our inspector's report, then I will amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until August 7, 2024 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 29, ESH Daytona Beach, LLC. Is there anyone here for the respondent?
Yes, for the record, Jessica Gal, Copco Law Firm, 1 Daytona Boulevard.
Okay. This matter is here for the imposition of a fine, so let's hear from the city.
They were first noticed February 17, 2022. Since the last hearing, we've had contact in progress. They continue to move forward. I would like to amend the October cutoff.
All right, Counselor, what say you to that?
We are in agreement. The wall is constructed. We're working with the county on the dune restoration plantings for in front of the wall, and so we think we should be ready in that time frame.
All right, you say the October cutoff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, based upon our inspector's report and respondent's response, I will amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until October 2, 2024 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Case number 30, Vishnu LTD and MAA Shantoshi. You here for that, Ms. Gal?
I am.
You are, very good. All right, continued from July hearing, progress report and determined compliance date. All right, Ms. Gal, what progress do you have to report?
The exterior framing has been complete. Like we said last time, they're moving on to kind of the windows, interior framing, and then the mechanical, electrical, plumbing. We've worked with the city to provide a more detailed schedule with thresholds of exact dates. And so far the opening is set for July of 2025. So we're still trekking through kind of the site plan review process and all of those upgrades, but we've got standards that we think are good progress checks to check in as we go from here.
So what's the compliance date I'm looking for?
The city would like to have them come back in October and do another progress report.
At one point, you were between brands or something like that.
Correct. We have flag approval of the
You have what now?
the flag, the brand approval.
And who's that?
Good question. The Marriott offshoot? I don't recall. I know we've
Just
talked about it.
curious.
Yep.
All right.
think it ended up Town Place Suites, but I could be
By
wrong.
Marriott. Yeah.
Okay, based upon our inspector's report as well as respondent's presentation, we will continue this matter until our October 8, 2024 meeting. And at that point, we will revisit the matter of a compliance date.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Case number 31, Elephant Group Hotel 7 Incorporated. Yes, sir, if you would please state your name and be sworn.
Menachem Friedman.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, this matter is here for the imposition of a fine, so let's hear from our inspector.
This case, or rather, this respondent was first notified on 17 November 2023. There has been contact. The property is partially occupied. There has been quite a bit of progress. The entire exterior has been painted. The rooms are in the process of being renovated and repaired. There are some that are occupied now that have been completed. There are still rooms to be completed. The city is asking for actually the imposition of a fine of $100 per day to be kept at 20.
Fine.
I'm sorry?
What's that? You didn't mention a reason for the fine.
Reason for the fine is for the length of the case being open and the impact that it's actually having on the neighborhood.
Okay, Mr. Friedman, the last order we entered said we were supposed to be in compliance by July 3. Why aren't we in compliance?
So, actually, as of today, I believe we are in compliance.
All right, why do you say that?
So we had the last inspection on the 28th. So those pictures are from June 28th.
Okay.
And I've been pushing our workers to get everything cleaned up and taken care of. I'm confident to say that I believe if we had an inspection, that the inspector would see that it is in compliance. I'm asking we shouldn't have any fines. The progress that we've taken consistently, I think, speak for itself.
What is left to be done?
Tedious things like a broken mirror that we can just take, trash, put a new one, a light fixture in the bathroom. There was a piece of wood holding up a sink while the caulking was getting sealed. I removed that myself this past few days. Tedious things that I can't imagine the city would say it's a fine. All the eyesore of the presence of the building, I know I'm repetitive about that, but that was always my main focus, just considering the fact that that's what people see. That room is completely empty. This room currently looks
All right,
like a
I'm
room.
going to amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until August 7, 2024 to be in compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. I'm going to take you at your word when you tell me that all you have left to do are a bunch of tedious little matters that don't merit a fine and would definitely demonstrate that you have done as much as is humanly possible to come into compliance, notwithstanding the delay. All that having been said, if you are back here in August for the imposition of a fine, I'll fine you. So, sounds like you got nothing but a bunch of little busy work to take care of. Please take care of it.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Case number 32, Jacqueline Manning. Okay, not seeing anyone for the respondent. What say the city?
Respondent was first notified in February 16th of 2023. Since last hearing, there's been no contact, there's been no permit submittals, and there's been no progress. Staff recommends a fine of $200 a day with a cap of $20,000. As you can see from the photographs,
Has any progress been made on this building at all as long as we've been dealing with it?
no.
Didn't we get kind of shuffled on down the road with delusions of insurance companies?
Right, and that had been
We're
what we,
hovering that we're going to provide the capital needed to fix this monstrosity.
yes, sir, I believe the last hearing, they said that they'd had the insurance had finally come through. But as you can see, this is July 1 photos that are showing, and if you keep going, those are March 7th.
What about this building doesn't scream demolition?
They state the front portion of the building is satisfactory.
Front portion meaning what, the front wall?
Well, the street side, yeah. The upstairs and the whole rear of the property, I mean, that's how it
The only
looks.
thing I can think of that might have been done is maybe there used to be a bunch of loose block and brick back there.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
maybe somebody cleaned up along the way.
Yeah, the wall did continue, looking at that photo, towards you. That was blown down during a hurricane back in
This
2000.
can't possibly be secured, is it?
It's the way it's secured is they have some caution tape, but they haven't even picked up the debris that's hanging there. Originally, they were telling us that was waiting for the insurance.
How'd you arrive at $200 per day?
Just felt that that was adequate at this time.
Does anybody foresee a future for this building?
I've had no contact with the owners since the last hearing, so I have no idea what their plans are. At the last hearing, they said they had got a roofing permit, if you recall, but there was no roofing permit. His application has been submitted. They were going to do the roof first for some reason before they worked on the remainder.
As I look back at the of this thing, I come up with a distinct impression that we were misled countless times along the way. And my instincts tell me this thing ought to be fined somewhere in the range of $250 to $500 a day. So, rather than be hasty, why aren't we finding these people something more like $250 to $500 a day?
That is solely up to your discretion.
I understand that. You don't have to.
I have no objections, staff has no objections to $500 a day.
Is anybody even making any noises at present about doing anything with this building?
As I said, I have not had any contact at all from the property owner
Since the last meeting.
since the last meeting.
Counselor, do you actually study fines to try to get a feel for when a fine is unreasonable or exorbitant?
I don't study them.
I was just wondering if maybe you came across them in the course of doing what you do.
Yeah. No, we've had challenges historically on whether or not fines were unreasonable, and we've been able to satisfy the courts that the fines are within the range of what's available.
What's the maximum amount of fine you've ever upheld?
I think we had maybe like $1,000 a day fine, if I'm thinking back. They're
Well,
practical and
I'm not trying to create
reasonable.
new law here. I'm just thinking $200 is low.
One of the things,
And I don't see anybody even paying lip service about doing something with this building. And I know we've bent over backwards for one revolving door person after another who said something was gonna happen to it.
I think I can say this on behalf of the staff. They're more than willing to, easily persuaded to go higher. I think the effort has become over the more recent time to be somewhat consistent in the manner of the types of properties and what they generally apply, and this would generally probably be a $100 fine, and so that's why they went to
I'm going to
$200.
assume then that our inspector has good reason, based upon the circumstances I know he's familiar with, to suggest a $200 fine. So that having been said, I'm not going to stray too much further than that given my current angst. So I'm going to fine the respondent the sum of $250 per day. And that fine will continue to accrue each day hereafter, until such time as the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $20,000. Now, I don't see anybody doing anything about that building with the threat of a $20,000 fine hanging over their head. I guess that's the downside to the caps with these fines.
Well, yes and no. We actually do review properties to determine whether or not we can move forward on foreclosure. So if this is one that would make sense to think about foreclosure after the 90 days after it's the lien has been imposed statutorily, then we look at it and we review it on all fronts as far as what other encumbrances and where our priorities lie and so forth, and make decisions. And many times
So the sooner we get to the point where the fine is capped, the sooner the city takes into consideration whether they should foreclose on that fine.
we don't wait for the cap. Once the fine is imposed, that's when the clock starts.
That answers my question. Did I already impose the fine?
What would the effective date be?
I'm sorry. I'm going to fine the respondent the sum of $250 per day, commencing
Let's continue.
June 6, 2024. And the amount of the fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until such time as the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $20,000. Okay, very good. Thank you for all that information. That was helpful.
And just so the record's clear, the mindset of the city is still that perhaps the motivation of whatever fine that is imposed would get someone out to actually comply. Our ultimate goal is still that they comply or demolish if that's the appropriate remedy.
Hope springs eternal. Case number 33, Mesa Nova Daytona LLC. Anyone here for the respondent?
Yes, Your Honor. Daniel Parker from Parkfield.
All right, gentlemen, if you would please state your names and be sworn by our secretary.
Daniel Parker.
Who is the other one? Oh,
Daniel Parker.
Mr. Brody?
Yes, that's from Brody. Yeah.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, first off, have our potholes been repaired?
They have
Oh,
been.
I'm sorry. You need to be sworn?
No,
No, she just swore. I just said he did his left hand instead of his right, but that's fine.
Have our potholes?
Mr. Parker and Mr. Brody.
They were repaired, but as of my last site visit, they're already starting to deteriorate again. You can see in this photo right here, potholes are already starting to, this is on the entrance drive to the plaza. The whole parking lot is still deteriorating.
There's some type of industry standard for, or?
Well, typically what looks like appears to be that they use cold patch, which with it being a lot of traffic, this is the main entrance into the plaza off of Mason. They're just deteriorating. It needs to be, well, in my opinion, it should be repaved to give a uniform drive into the plaza.
Okay, are the potholes on the table or off the table?
I believe they're back on the table because they're already coming back.
Okay. All right. Gentlemen, what's going on with your potholes?
Hey, okay, first, good morning, everybody. Okay, yes, we did a temporary patch on that only because we finally got our plot in order. We should have the final set of plans into the city for review to actually redo the whole parking lot. So we did a temporary repair, knowing it would only last a few months. Hopefully we'll be full steam ahead to redo. We have plans on doing the whole parking lot completely with new islands and lighting and everything else. So that was just a temporary fix.
Driving?
I'm sorry?
Aren't you supposed to ask this guy if he's driving?
Yeah, it does look like he's driving, doesn't it?
I just had to move the car like 2 feet. I'm in the parking lot.
Looks like
job
the car's
site.
moving, sir. We would prefer not to proceed if you're operating.
Sure, I apologize. I stopped now. Sorry, but I just had to move. That's why. Okay, I'm definitely stopped and parked.
All
I
right,
apologize.
So we know the potholes aren't, the temporary fix isn't working, and it's supposed to be part of your overall plan, and when are these plans going to be available to the city?
We finally got the plot started, which was a long, painful stake. We have probably 30 days before the plot's actually recorded, so that we can actually submit the plans at that point. So we're still probably 2 to 3 months out before everything's full steam ahead. If we have to do another patch up there, we'll come up and do another, cold patch temporarily to hold us over to actually do the whole parking lot. We're trying to do it cost efficiently, not to pave it, then repave it. That's the whole thing.
So what is our current compliance state for the overall project?
I'm hoping before Christmas we're going to be finished.
All right, so I'm hearing December of 24. All right, let's say the city.
Well, I've had no contact with them since the last hearing. They had submitted for a lighting permit for the parking lot lighting. That plan was returned by the permit department for corrections back in May 7th of 2024, and they have not resubmitted for the parking lot lighting. And as they stated, there's been no permit application submitted for the parking lot. The city is looking for a compliance date and a date that we can able to see what progress is being made. We'd like to see them have their permits into the city. If they're just waiting on plan development, I mean, if the plot submittal that they say will be done in 30 days, if the plans are done, they should be able to be submitted right away. I'd like at least to see the plan submitted for what they're doing within 60 days.
So I'm trying to, so within 60 days or by our September cutoff, what would you like to see or have done?
I would like to have, number one, the lighting permit approved, and the site, and them submitted their plans for the overall site improvement.
Okay. You understand what he's talking about?
Absolutely, that's very doable. The reason why we didn't address
Don't bother me with the history.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
So
Perfect.
that's doable by September 4th? That's doable by September 4th?
Absolutely. I don't see an issue with that at all.
Okay, say exactly what it is you want, again, because I want to be clear on this, because it looks as though we're going to be messing with this for a while, and we're going to be doing it in pieces.
I would like to have them submit complete site plan approval, site plans, which would include the parking lot, the landscaping, curbing, striping. It's a complete site plan that they would be submitting for permits to complete the project.
You're looking for permit-ready site plans
Correct.
by September 24th. I understand the city will review them and do all that stuff. You're looking for them to submit their site plans for permit approval.
Correct.
And what else?
Which includes the lighting plan, which we've been working on trying to.
Okay, gentlemen, we clear on that?
Crystal clear.
Very good. All right, then I'm going to order the respondent to have their permit-ready site plans submitted to the City of Daytona Beach by September 4, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. And at our September 10, 2024 meeting, at that point, we will have a progress report and revisit the potentiality of establishing a compliance date. Does that sound reasonable enough?
Yes, sir, as long as they.
And in the interim, I want that parking lot maintained. And if that means you got to temporary patch it every day, then you temporary patch it every day. But I want the parking lot and the accessibility maintained.
Okay,
Anything else?
understood.
No, sir.
Did I say everything I needed to say?
It appears so.
Does everybody understand what we're doing?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jan.
All right, gentlemen, good luck to you.
I appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone.
Case number 34, Edward E. Kemp III and Bobby C. Vaught. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified July 14th of 2023. Since last hearing on May 14th of 2024, staff has been in contact with the property owner. The permit has been issued and the building inspections have been taking place. It seems all that's remaining is them getting their final, as you can see from the last photo, they're almost complete. We're waiting on them to get their final inspection.
So you're looking to amend the...
I'd like to amend to the next cutoff.
All right, based upon our inspector's progress report, I will go ahead and amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondent until August 7, 2024 for the respondent to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 35, Hagden International College Incorporated. Anyone here for the respondent?
Good morning.
Good morning. We need to see you.
Good morning. Can you see us now? Good morning. Give us a second, please. Good morning.
Good morning. All
My
right.
name is...
You would please state your names and be sworn by our secretary.
Good morning. My name is Nanu Paul. Nanu Paul.
Okay. What is your name, sir?
Todd Bursells.
Raise your right hands. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. This was continued from a May hearing for a progress report and to determine a compliance date. Who's going to give us a progress report?
I guess I am.
All right, go right ahead.
Okay, so we've
continued with the structural repairs on the building. We keep finding more damage as we're going, so it has been going slowly.
How long has this building been empty? Quite a while.
You know, if I had to guess, I'd say a decade.
No.
And it was leaking for most of that time. That's the south wall of the building that you're seeing now. That is the only part of the building that is a concrete structure. The rest of the building is a steel structure, and it's in pretty good shape. But that wall is so deteriorated, we've ended up replacing almost every, you can see the corner column there. We've replaced that since that picture was taken. But we've ended up replacing nearly every column and nearly every bond beam, which of course was not what we were expecting. We were expecting to have to do some spalling repairs on the structural steel of the building. But as soon as we start to chip into it, it just falls apart. The concrete is like chalk. So we're ended up having to replace everything, and it's just taken a lot longer than we expected. At this point, I think we can finish the structural repairs in about 4 weeks. It will take another 2 weeks probably to do the stucco, and the stucco is colored. So once the stucco is done, that wall of the building will look pristine. So you're looking at about 6 weeks from that wall of the building being pristine. The rest of the building, we still don't have a permit to repair. We had prepared blueprints to bring it all the way up to what we call a vanilla shell in the building, or a light shell, which is basically ready to rent for commercial space. They've since changed their mind and decided they're going to go to a dark shell, which means basically no lighting, no plumbing to speak of, no AC to speak of, no drywall, and then sell it in that condition. So we're now having the plans modified to go from the light shell, which we had the plans finished for, to the dark shell, which is the new plan.
Okay, are you just talking about a change of color here?
No, not at all. No, when I say
When you
light
say
shell or
white
dark
shell
shell.
to dark shell,
Yeah,
you
these are
lost me.
industry terms. So a light shell is a building that's taken to the point of you can rent it. It's got lights in it, it's got AC in it, it's got ceilings, it's got flooring. A dark shell is just what it implies. It's just the shell of the building, and it's just dark. There's no lighting, no AC, no interior walls, no flooring, no ceilings. It's just a shell.
So we are now going from what to what?
We're going from the plan to make it a light shell and sell it to the plan to make it a dark shell and sell it, which should be much quicker.
And moving it to dark shell means we still have taken care of the landscaping, the exterior walls, the graffiti, dirt and grime, the damaged soffit and fascia board, the trash and debris, the paint, and the exposed electrical wires.
Yes, all those will be taken care of.
So it sounds like by going to the dark shell, we're cutting off we're curtailing the compliance date considerably.
Yes, we should be able to move it forward.
So now that we are in dark shell mindset, what is the compliance date?
I don't.
Talking 6 weeks a minute ago for something or other.
Right,
Then we started
so-
talking dark shell versus white versus clear shell or white shell.
Right, because it's kind of two separate projects. There's the structural repairs of the building, which I already have a permit for, and we've passed inspections and we're moving
Which you'd
forward.
have to do in either event.
Right. And then there's the separate permit for the dark shell, which I don't have a blueprint for yet, so I can't submit for it yet.
Okay.
So I would say we can get it to dark shell by October. But I can have the structural repairs done in 4 to 6 weeks.
Mr. Inspector, pick something out of that timeline that you would be comfortable with as far as a compliance date to satisfy yourself that the respondent is making the progress that you would like to see.
Can I ask what, you may be ready to ask the same question. Are you saying October is the ultimate compliance?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I believe if listening to his, what they're proceeding with, probably by the October cutoff, they should be in compliance. That's what you're saying.
Yes, we should be able to do that.
And the city's fine with setting a compliance date for October.
Okay?
The question was, do we
Might
want
be
to
a
do
tad
it?
ambitious, but this gentleman looks to me like
need to
he's
do
able to
something
call
in
you
a
if
row.
there's problems along the way. All right, then I will order the respondent to come into compliance by October 2, 2024, or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Okay?
Okay.
What's that thing you have on your thumb?
It's called a CMT brace. You'd have to ask my doctor.
For what?
I can't, the only thing I can explain is that when the thumb is pushed on, there's a burning pain all through this area. I don't know exactly what's causing it, but the doctor tells me it's from the hammer drills. When you push on the handle of the hammer drill, that's right where you push. And of course, it's hammering, so it's pushing
For
back.
some reason, my thumb right in here is just killing me all the time, and I have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
And people say carpal tunnel, but that's not even in the right place.
No, it's not. This is probably what you need. It's a CMT brace. You can look it up on the internet. They cost about between $60 and $100, depending on which one you buy.
Interesting. Okay, good luck to you.
Thanks.
Case number 36, RE Equity Investment Group LLC and JJ Equity LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified on July 7th, 2023. Since last hearing on May 14th, 2023, staff has had no contact, but there has been a lot of progress and it's ongoing. This was here for a progress report. That's all I can say is that's what the building originally looked like from back in December of 2023, and they're continually working on the project. It's hard to see in that photograph, but if you zoom in to the next photo, you can see that they've got their air conditioning runs. A little hard to see because it's dark, but just where that brick is to the left of that, there's individual air conditioning. They've already run all their piping for their air conditioning. So, I mean, they're making quite a bit of progress.
What do they intend to use this building for?
My understanding, it's either going to be apartments or condos.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like a storage facility or something like that.
No.
Oh, okay. Apartments or condos? So then we'll be dealing with this for a while.
I believe so. They had originally set a compliance date for, I believe, November of this year. I would like to see them back in a couple months to give us an additional progress report as to where they stand.
Do we have any idea why they're not here today?
No, I have had no contact from them, even though I've been on site, but I have not had any contact from the owners.
And as it stands, they have a compliance date we've already given them in November?
Yes, that was established.
May proceeding, May hearing.
When they were here in May, the compliance date was set for November.
Well, why don't we do this? Rather than me order them to come back to the next meeting, because apparently you are satisfied they're working on it continually.
Yes, sir.
Maybe if we can just get an inspection before the next meeting, and then you can let me know what's going on.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to happen. I just am in fear, much like our place on that we just fined, that come November, I'm going to find out all of a sudden there's been a change of circumstances. And all right, anyway,
Okay.
maybe you'll give us a progress report at the next meeting.
Okay.
That'll be fine.
Not a problem.
And all you need to say is, yep, they're in there working. Case number 37, 322 Daytona Beach LLC. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified on February 8th of 2024. There's been no contact with the owner. There's been no permit application received. Staff recommends a fine of $100 a day with a cap of $20,000. This is for, go to the next photo, for installing exterior doors without a permit. It's in the rear of the building.
What building is, what, was this a restaurant?
I am not sure what exactly it is at this time.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry. So you were recommending what, $100 per day?
Yeah, to a cap of 200.
to,
A cap
Of 20,000, sorry. Excuse me.
Okay, noting the absence of the respondent based upon our inspector's report as well as the photographs presented, I'm finding the respondent the sum of $100 per day commencing July 4, 2024, and the fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $20,000. Case number 38, Darren Ottman. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified February 27th, 2024. I've had no contact with the owner. No application for a business tax license has been submitted. Staff recommends a one-time fine of $250.
Based upon our inspector's testimony, the absence of the respondent, I am fining the respondent the $250 business tax license fee.
That's not the license fee, but what do we call it? Administrative fine.
The administrative fine of $250 for failure to obtain business tax license, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Case number 39, Barbara and James Chester Jones. Anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
The respondent was first notified on August 2nd of 2023. I've been in contact with our redevelopment department. There's had a few hiccups. They are in the process of purchasing this. They feel it'll be completed by the August cutoff. The city is purchasing the property,
So what am I doing?
amending to the August cutoff.
For
What?
just amending the order of noncompliance?
Yeah, and what I would, if I could step back, maybe we'll give them till September as these things seem to drag on. But it is the city that's in the process of purchasing it.
Okay, based upon the inspector's report noting the absence of a respondent, I will amend our current order of noncompliance to allow the respondents until September 4, 2024 to come into compliance or be returned to the special magistrate for consideration of a fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. Case number 40, 811 Tomoka Road, LLC. Is there anyone here for the respondent? Not seeing a respondent, what say the city?
Respondent was first notified in March 15th of 2024. Since last hearing, there's been no application filed for converting this storage building into a residence. That was ordered to be filed by July 3rd, 2024. Also, at the last hearing, the property owner said he'd been paying for, since he's owned the property as a residence. This is a copy of the property appraiser site showing that it was just vacant land that he was taxing since, it's been since 2015 that I pulled up, that it's always been a vacant parcel. And if you go to the next slide, it even shows on the property appraiser site when he was cited that it's a vacant residential property. Typically, if it was a, it would say it was a single-family home if that's what it was zoned for. They did apply for and received approval on July 8th for a partial permit, for a permit to repair roof repair on the garage only. That was approved on July 8th, but that is just for the, it was for the storage shed / garage that,
Okay, hold it. I'm only just now catching up with you. This is the thing where the guy came here and said that was actually part of something else, and
there you can see is a shot of what the parcel is, where the little red arrow is. That is the parcel that we're addressing. He was trying to say that it was tied in with all the other individual parcels.
so apparently it's not.
Well, and the one with the blue dot on it, we had a case, this was the woman that was here in regards to the construction equipment in the back and window damage and windowsill. She owns the property where the blue dot is. They are not, they're individual parcels owned by different individuals.
So the parcel with the red arrow is the one we're dealing with right here.
Correct?
And the outside storage container that was converted into a residential living unit is the structure that we see.
You can't see it from the aerial, but if you go to the other photos, that is, you can't see it because of the foliage. That is what was chose on the Volusia County Property Appraiser site as a storage shed / carport. And it's somehow been converted into a residential unit that he is attempting to sell.
So what did we order him to do?
We ordered him that he must have the permit application filed for converting it into a residential unit. In fact, if you recall, that day he said he was going to go down to the permit department and file for that permit that day.
Did he ever do that?
No.
So we are left with an outside storage container.
The storage container,
Converted into an unfinished carport and utility shed into a residential living unit without a building permit.
the outside storage and storage container has been removed from the property.
Let's get that out of my way.
What we're dealing with is converting an unfinished carport and utility shed into a residential living unit.
And what was he trying to tell us? That this has been a residential living unit forever?
Yes.
And it was part of the other parcels?
I don't know where that's what he said, but it's not, it's a separate parcel owned, and he owns that parcel. The parcels on either side are owned by different individuals.
And he said he was being taxed on it as a residential unit, which is not correct. It's a dwelling.
As it currently stands, that's where the property lines are.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And what's the relief the city's looking for?
A fine of $250 a day with a cap of 15.
All right. Based upon our inspector's report, the absence of the respondent, the photographs presented, I am finding the respondent the sum of $250 per day commencing July 4, 2024, and the amount of the fine will continue to accrue each day thereafter until the property is in compliance or the amount of the fine has reached the sum of $15,000. All right. That brings us to our lien reviews. I have lien review number 1 having been withdrawn. So we are on lien review number 2, Promo 5 LLC, 630 South Palmetto Avenue. Is there anyone here for the lien review applicant?
Yes. Can you hear me?
State your name.
Juan Angel.
I'm sorry, can you say your name again?
Juan David Angel.
You Yeah. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Tom.
Okay, Mr. Is it Angel?
Correct.
All right. We have a fine in the amount of $15,024. This is your opportunity to explain to me.
Sir, if I can explain something real fast.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Okay, my officer collected my credentials are on file. This case was opened February 18th of 2021. It came into compliance of May 16th of 2024. He met with management and they agreed upon a fine of $5,000.
Is that correct, Mr. Angel?
That is correct.
All right.
Paid within 30 days.
that in accordance with the agreement between the parties, that being the City of Daytona Beach and the lien review applicant, I will agree to reduce the fine and lien to the sum of $5,000, subject to it being paid within 30 days. If it's not paid within those 30 days, it remains the way it is right now. Is that agreeable, Mr. Angel?
It is. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, gentlemen, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for working that out. Lien review number 3, Hunter Harold Williamson Jr. and Lisa H. Davis. Is there anyone here for the lien review applicants?
We have also,
We good to go?
not yet.
They did come to an came to an agreement. I thought he was going to come on Zoom.
Okay, so just bring them up to speed on where we are. Then, go ahead and express to the magistrate. Or basically, yeah, Mr. Magistrate, basically, they've come to agreement with this respondent. They were expecting him to be on Zoom today. He's not here, but we do have an agreement that so we don't have him here to confirm the agreement, so we're not sure if that's something we want to just reset or
Why
Oh,
don't you tell me what it is, and if I consider it palatable, then I'll consider doing it, because I can't imagine the city would relinquish rights unless it was, I can't imagine why anybody would be objecting to that.
Certainly.
I'm reasonably safe in assuming that. Go ahead.
Yes, the city did reach an agreement with this property owner for reduction to $2,500.
Payable within 30 days?
Yes, sir.
And when you say the property owner, who specifically do you know? The property name or individual?
William Panora.
Okay, Mr. Panora.
All right, I am going to, based upon our inspector's report, I will agree to reduce the amount of the fine and lien to the sum of $2,500, subject to that being paid within 30 days. If it's not paid within 30 days, the existing fine and lien will remain in place. Does that take care of that?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. Yes, sir.
Lien review number 4, Samuel F. Postel, Abraham Postel, Avery Street. Is there anyone here for the lien review applicant? Do we perchance have any kind of an agreement with the lien review applicant?
Yes, sir.
All right,
The staff met with respondent and we agreed to recommend reduction from 45,029 to 1,500. Oh, 15,000?
$15,024 is the amount of the current fine lien.
Oh, okay, that's a one, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was, yeah, so it's 15,000 reduced to 1,500.
All right, based upon our inspector's report,
I read it wrong.
and subject to being paid within 30 days, I will agree to reduce the current fine lien in the amount of $15,024 to the sum of $1,500, again, subject to being paid within 30 days. If it's not paid within 30 days, the existing order imposing fine lien will remain in full effect.
Mr. Ficalja, this respondent also, she did agree and send it in the packet via email.
Okay? And
Will appear.
very good. Lien review number 5, Marsiglia Nicolavia, John Lopez, Cedar Street. Do we have somebody on Zoom?
Yes.
I am here. Yes. Good morning, Magistrate.
Good morning.
I'm sorry. Raise your right hand. You're Mr. Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I promise and swear.
Thank you.
Okay, first off, has there been any discussion between the parties regarding any resolution of this lien?
Yes, there has. Staff has met with the property owner and has agreed to a reduction of the lien to $1,500.
Are you in agreement?
I am, Your Magistrate.
Very good. All right, then based upon the agreement of the parties, I will agree to reduce the fine and lien in this matter to the sum of $1,500, subject to that being paid within 30 days. If it's not paid within 30 days, the pending or existing fine lien will remain in full force and effect. Okay, good luck to you,
Understood.
sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Next case is me as well.
All right. Geraldine Hopkins, John Lopez, Cedar Street. All right, we have another fine or order imposing a fine and a lien. And apparently it at present is at $15,024. Has there been any discussion between the parties regarding a resolution?
Yes, staff has met with the property owner and agreed to reduction of the lien to $1,500.
Yes, sir. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Magistrate.
Then once again, I will adopt the agreement of the parties and agree to reduce the pending fine and lien to the sum of $1,500, subject to that being paid within 30 days. If it's not paid within 30 days, the current order imposing fine and lien will remain in full force and effect. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Magistrate. Before you guys cut me out, there's one thing. I don't know if it's a big deal. My name on the docket, it says John Lopez. That's my nickname. My full name is Jonathan. I just want to confirm that Jonathan, Jonathan, Lopez.
Very good.
Just in case for official documentation later. Thank you so much, Magistrate. Have a wonderful day.
And if you have any questions that arise regarding payment or what have you, contact the city. I'm sure they'll work with you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Have a good
Magistrate.
day.
Have a wonderful day. You too.
Lien review number 7 has been withdrawn. Do we have any miscellaneous business to be brought before the special magistrate?
I think that's a no, sir.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
On case number 10, just clarifying that order. Between that and number 36. Number 10, you did the August 7th. Secure to city standards, maintain, not be occupied, or rented. If they don't do that, is that permits too? No, that was just to secure to city standards. By August 7th, or be returned and subject to a fine. Does that mean if they don't secure it and maintain the outside, they're coming back in August? That one I got confused with the other one.
This was the building that had the air conditioner barely plugged into the wall.
Yeah.
And I believe you testified the exterior walls were in need of various repairs, holes, things of that nature. And my recollection was we gave him till August 7th to repair the exterior walls, and they were to keep the exterior cleaned, maintained, and failing either of those things, by August 7th, they would be returned to the special magistrate for consideration fine of up to $1,000 per day thereafter. And the remainder of the work, which I recall
September.
being the roof primarily,
Yes, sir.
was he to come back for a progress report?
Yeah, he was going to come back on a September meeting to give us an
To give a
update on
compliance
the
statement.
status of the roof,
There you go.
the roof only.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, September, which was strange.
Yeah, the September meeting was for the roof, but you had ordered all the exterior work be completed, and they had agreed
For the August.
by the August 7th cutoff.
So if they're not in compliance with those items, then they would come back on in August. But if they are in compliance with those items, then they don't come back until September.
Right.
Okay.
So, all right. And then on number 36, you guys were discussing, this was the other big one.
That I would come back at the next hearing
August.
for a progress report, and I would be giving the
Yeah.
progress report.
We've already got a compliance date. I hear they're working.
So it's just
I just
August
want a
13th.
set of eyes in there just to verify, yes, they are.
So
Yep.
we need, so it needs to be on
So I was talking about bringing them in for a progress report, then I opted just for having our inspector let us know.
Correct.
Just for the inspector. Okay. All right.
So that one, if you want to put down an inspector's progress report for our August meeting, that'll be fine with me.
I think we got it.
All right. That's it. Thank you.
Is that it, folks?
Yep.
We're adjourned.